Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gabriella Todd and today I wanted to film a life update. I know guys, I have been away for about a month now and it's because I've been making some transitions and whatnot, and I just wanted to take this time to talk to you guys about that and honestly just have a real talk about life. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The first transition that I want to talk to you guys about is with my job. So I quit. I quit my full-time teaching job, and that is because, man, I absolutely love the kids. I absolutely love, being able to connect with them, but teaching is a lot of work. It's like a full-time job and then some. So I would come home from work and I would just feel so drained. Like I wouldn't have any energy to film any content, to work on any business things, and I would just like fall into my husband's arms like, oh my gosh, like I just can't do this anymore. My body would just be so worn out, and I would, me and my husband were just, continuing to pray about it and talk about this transition, and I just knew that this was the right time to resign. So I resigned from my job. I submitted my resignation letter to my assistant principal a month ago, and it's funny because this was like obviously a huge leap of faith for me. And so, they needed to, of course, find my replacement. And so, the teacher, she got hired on and she was able to come into my classroom the last week that I was there. And so with me training her and her getting to meet the students, she told me about a part-time position that she was working, also teaching and getting paid good money. And I was like, yeah, like, let me, like, give me that information. I would love to get referred and get in contact with your supervisor. And through that referral, I just accepted a part-time position teaching with a private company, and I'll actually be teaching in Christian schools now, part-time. And that was just a huge prayer request answered, because I wanted to work part-time so that I would have more time to focus on YouTube, focus on Blessed by the King, focus on enjoying my marriage and having more time to do those things. And literally, because I took a leap of faith to resign from my full-time teaching job, I got referred by the teacher that took my place to a new position. I'm getting paid, a higher hourly rate at this job. So if, for example, if I was working full-time with this company, I would be getting paid more than at my actual, full-time teaching job at the public school. I start training next week and then start with my actual schedule the following week. But I'm just so thankful because that was like a huge burden lifted off of me. At first, of course, I definitely wanted to make the right decision, but just following the peace of God and making this faith move, like, I see God ordering my steps literally, because I love creating content. Like, I've seen the results from being obedient with YouTube, and I want to eventually, of course, make this a full-time venture. This was just a huge prayer request answered, and that was one of the transitions that I was making, and I wanted to be able to, have a smooth transition. So I didn't really focus on YouTube during this month. And also during this month, I have just been healing in a lot of personal areas. I wanted to really just take that time to grieve with the Lord and also learn from, what took place, because introspection is a huge part of just like being a leader and like being self-aware. So through that process, like, God has been speaking to me about certain areas of my life, and I've talked about that a little bit on my Instagram. So feel free to go to my Instagram page and read a little bit more about that. But specifically in the areas of like shame and, this familiar place of isolation and loneliness that I can tend to go to. I never really had a lot of language to put to these areas of my life. I know that I've experienced them, but in this past month, God has been giving me language for that, and I've been praying specifically about those things and healing. And I'm grateful because I never want to be in a place where I'm ignoring these things, because eventually they will show up and manifest in a later part of my life. So dealing with those things now privately is absolutely a God thing. I was taking that time to process with the Lord privately, of course with my husband and with my pastors as well. So that was transition number 2. And then really enjoying newlywed life. Sometimes when I take, well, most of the time when I take social media breaks, I'm just like, wow, this is so lovely. This is amazing. Like, when am I gonna go back on the internet? But I've just been enjoying my husband and like loving on him, enjoying newlywed life. And that was another reason why I definitely wanted to take the step back from full-time teaching, is because time goes by so fast. Life is short, and I want to be able to enjoy it. Like, one day, you know, me and my husband will be old and gray, my husband and I want to be able to just enjoy this time together. Like, I want to be able to build a dream life that we can both, you know, love and build together. And I love working with my husband. We are a great team and we complement each other, so I wanted to take full advantage of that. And truly, I'm in a place where I'm believing that God will, you know, have us in a place where we can work together in business and thrive. I don't know if you guys can just tell from this video, but being an entrepreneur and being like making God my CEO is like a huge desire of mine. I think just the pandemic like it heightened that desire. You know, this is like the great resignation era, because a lot of people are, you know, quitting their jobs and wanting to pursue full-time entrepreneurship. And yes, I know it's not for everyone, but I'm truly in a place where I do desire that, just because I want to have live a financially free life. And as a wife, you know, eventually when I become a mother, I want to be able to spend time with my family. Like, family is super important to me, and I'm all about having God and then, you know, family after that. I just want to build now so that in the future I can definitely reap these rewards of being faithful in this season. So yeah, I have been, you know, working on, now I want to work more on business, and that includes Blessed by the King, which is, if you didn't know, my Christian apparel company. It's something that God has given me the idea for, the vision for. And this Friday, so if I'm releasing this on Friday, today, our fall collection is releasing. You can go ahead and check that out in the description box below. I would really appreciate it. We're gonna be releasing a brand ambassador program in the near future as well. So if you want to be a brand ambassador for Blessed by the King, more information will be coming out very soon about that. But yeah, I'm just excited about the future. I wanted to give you guys a quick little life update. You've just been doing transitions and getting settled in this new life as an entrepreneur, really. Like, I consider myself a full-time entrepreneur, and yes, part-time teaching, because that is still like my heart. Like, I love kids. I love education. I think there's a lot of work to be done, and my degrees are in education. Hello. So I definitely want to utilize those as well. But I'm excited. I know God has great things in store. I have more time to film, you know, consistent content for you guys, come out with more amazing things, because I love being able to pour into you guys, and I love being able to build a community online. Like, this is nothing but the Lord, and I know that He has favored me in this area, so I want to be more intentional about that. And yeah, I think that's really it. If there's anything that you guys want to know, the comments are the best way to like get my attention, so feel free to drop any questions in the comment section. I absolutely love you guys. God loves you guys even more. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at Gabriella Todd _. Connect with Blessed by the King, Blessed by the King _. I have amazing things coming, so stay tuned. And until next time, bye.